The views and opinions expressed by the show hosts are their own and do not reflect those of WSTU Radio or the Little Dog Media Group. Any reproduction, rebroadcast, or reuse of this program without the written permission of WSTU is strictly prohibited. Welcome to Crown Car Care, serving Martin County since 2006 with trusted, high-quality repairs you can count on. And now, your host, Todd Harris.
Welcome, Martin County. It's August 13th, and I believe, Ray, it's the dog days of summer.
Oh, yes, it is.
And
No
we
doubt
know
about
that
it.
there's heat, and now in the afternoons we've got plenty of rain.
We do.
And when we know we have rain,
Mm-hmm.
we know we're after
Windshield wipers.
windshield wipers as well as air conditioning.
Oh, yeah, we need air conditioning.
We got to stay cool. And in fact, that'll be the topic of a good part of our show today. We're going to talk about air conditioning, and I'm going to not really tell you how to fix it, but I'm going to give you some ideas of where we go when we look at an air conditioner and how we break it down into different subsystems. It'll be very interesting. But as always, we like to start with some news. And let me give you some interesting news in the automotive world. And I will tell you, Ford CEO, his name's Jim Farley. He announced about 2 weeks ago that they are going to be coming out with a $30,000 entry-level truck that's EV with over 300-mile range, enough backup battery that if your electricity was to go out on your house, you could have 6 days of backup power. It's going to be built here in the United States, Louisville plant, right? It's I believe it's a derivative of the Maverick, which is one of their best-selling smaller pickup trucks, more on the budget line.
That's hot right now.
Yeah, the Maverick.
Very hot. A lot of
the
them.
price is right, and they actually have a hybrid version of it that gets mid 40s on the gas mileage.
Let me ask you a question, okay?
Yeah.
About the EVs. I'm not sold on them totally. I still think that they're searching for another energy source. I'm thinking, you may correct me, but I'm thinking hydrogen. That's what I'm thinking. Now, I know they said it's so combustible that may be the problem to harness that so that nothing happens. But I mean, I've listened to it. I've watched videos on it, and I'm thinking maybe that's the way to go.
Let me say this.
Mm-hmm.
Energy density on hybrids as well as full EVs has been the conundrum for many, many years. Energy density, how much electricity or kilowatts can we get per pound or the size of the battery? It's improving tremendously. In fact, Tesla, which I'm a big fanboy of, drive one, by the way.
Do you really?
All my listeners know I have a Model 3.
Oh, all right.
And that'll be one of my tips this week on the Model 3 because I had a problem occur, and I will talk about it. But in regards to yours, the biggest problem with not only EVs, but your question to hydrogen is the distribution network. That's the issue. It's a big issue. And if you think about it, how long does it take to charge an EV?
Takes a while.
If you're on fast charge, which is level 3, which is DC to DC, and we'll have to do a show on that because a lot of people do not understand what level 1, level 2, and level 3 is and what it's all about. Level 1 and 2 is AC voltage going into your car and being converted to DC. And then level 3 is DC to DC, which can go very fast.
Okay.
So full charge on a Tesla, you're probably talking 35, 40 minutes.
Well, so you go shop in Walmart and charge it.
Okay. But what's it take to fill up whether it's a diesel truck or a gas vehicle car? How long does it take? Maybe
5 minutes.
5 minutes, 6 minutes.
Right.
So that person can then fill up and move along, and then another person can line up behind them and get theirs filled up. You'd have to have EV charging stations the size of 2 football fields. You understand what I'm getting at?
Right.
Yeah. In fact, on the turnpike, you would lose all your parking for the food courts, right? You'd have nothing but charging stations.
Heavens to Betsy.
Yeah. And that, my friends, is the biggest issue other than range anxiety.
Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And the depreciation on these EVs. You can buy a $65,000 Model 3 right now on the market used for $20,000.
See, I'm concerned about this. How many charges can I get on those batteries? And I know they're expensive when you got to replace them.
Yes, I will say this. That is in the past has been a concern.
Yeah.
But I would say on your current models and current technology, it's a non-issue.
Got much better.
Oh yeah, and most of them have a 100,000-mile battery warranty on them.
Yeah, I know that. Elon Musk was talking about he can charge it 300,000 times.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Now, one of the interesting things on this new vehicle that we started this interesting conversation trail was they're going to be using gigacasting. Okay, and that's unit casting. It's like injection molding, but under high pressure. And you know who patented it and started it? Good old Elon Musk and the Teslas.
Yeah.
So they're going to be, and what that does is it unitizes. You'll have the whole front end. Less suspension will be one casting. So it's almost like they call it like Christmas tree assembly or building, where you have the tree, then you put the lights on and decorations. You're not going to have workers grabbing dashboards and having to crawl through doors. It's built on itself, and then it becomes the vehicle at the end of the assembly line.
So it's like building a model car.
Yeah, less labor,
Yeah.
less skilled labor, and more uniform consistency, accuracy, and of course better build quality at the end.
Right.
So there's all kinds of things. I'm sketchy on the $30,000 entry level because it's not to be released, my friends, until early 2027. So we still have another year. Maybe we'll get a little bit of it in 2026. They're using LCP batteries. We can talk about that in another show. That's a whole topic.
I've got a question.
It's a great idea. Go ahead.
No, I'm watching it on Facebook, and I'm watching it all over the internet. Knowing how the Dodge Charger was a total flop, the EV. Okay.
We're gonna touch on this.
And now it's got a 6-pack.
Okay.
Six-cylinder
Tim,
turbo.
I think his name is Tim. Casantis.
Yeah.
Is the CEO who was brought back
Mm-hmm.
to Dodge
Yeah.
when they released. I can't think of the Carlos somebody. He just drove that thing into the ground when they had the EV Charger launch, and in fact, they're I believe they've stopped production of it.
Yep.
Okay, over this past week,
Yeah.
up in Michigan,
Mm-hmm.
they had this thing called Roadkill Nights.
Yep.
Okay, and Tim, the CEO of Dodge, was there, and there was many influencers, YouTube influencers, and Dodge came out with this thing called the Bucking Hemi. And it was a mechanical bull shaped like a Hemi engine.
I love it.
Okay.
That's awesome.
And here's what happened. At the end of the night, they were loading it up, and it was stolen.
No.
Oh, yes.
Oh, no.
And here's the rumor, Ray.
Yeah, right. GM stole it.
A Ford employee stole it.
No. Come on.
Honestly, that's the rumor. I kid you not.
Hey, look what they did to Tucker. Okay. They made
Yeah.
it so he couldn't get the good parts that he wanted for his vehicle.
That's right.
And it failed. That would have been an ingenious
I
car.
remember the Tucker had the Cyclops headlight.
Yeah. The one right in the center.
And it moved by cables from the steering.
Yeah. But you saw what they did to him if you watched the movie.
Oh, yeah.
Right. I mean,
love that movie.
yeah.
And it was, I can't think of his name. He was in
I can't think of it.
Jagged Edge. He was in that movie
Mhm.
as well. Great actor. It was a great movie.
Mhm.
In fact, part of our show today is going to be about movie cars, right?
Love it.
Good intro. I
Love
love it.
Love
You took the bait and walked right into it.
A little
I
bit.
love it.
I tripped over it.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Okay. One of the things that we always do is we talk about I remember, and it's a trip down memory lane. And in fact, if you want to call up and give us some I remembers, let me tell you, our phone number here is area code 772-220-9788. The lines are always open. We would love to have you call and ask a question, or maybe tell us a memory in the past that maybe brings in a car story. Oh, we would love it. In fact, let me lead into one of my car stories. One of my first jobs in Libertyville, Illinois, a northern suburb of Chicago, back in the mid-'70s, if you can believe that. I was a full-service gas station jockey. Attendant. That was my first job.
Is that right?
And we would go up to the cars and they would say, "How can I help you, ma'am?" Or "How can I help you, sir?" They'd say, "Fill it up." Now, what did we have to do at that point? Of course, we'd have to put the nozzle into the vehicle. Now, how did you start that tank or the gas pump? It was all mechanical. You had a little key that you carried in your pocket, and you had to reset the digital mechanical digital counter to show how many gallons and dollar amount you had. And of course, at that point, we would stick it into the vehicle. And, you know, on a lot of GM cars, it was in the back. You'd lift up the license. Oh, we got a caller. Fabulous.
We do. We have a caller, and it's Kendall, and we're going to put Kendall on the air. He has a memory he wants to share with us.
Oh, fabulous.
So, Kendall, what's the memory?
Hi, this is a memory and a question. I just stopped by the Stewart Middle School,
Yes.
and I went there, of course, when it was the Stewart High School from 7th to 12th grade.
Wow.
And I was in senior band in high school,
Yes, sir.
and back then they had a log cabin at the school, which was our band room. And I asked somebody there, I said, did they tear the log cabin down or move it somewhere? And of course, she was in her 30s and didn't have a clue what I was talking about.
Right. That's
I
so
thought you might
interesting.
know.
I don't know. And we're going to put our detective agency on it, our research department, and we're going to figure it out. I bet when you were in that log cabin, you could smell the wood. I mean, I'm sure there was an odor of they use chinch is what seals the between the logs and the logs themselves.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure that.
I'm sure we could, and it was a beautiful log cabin.
Wow. What instrument did you play in the band?
Well, at different times, I played cornet, trombone, sousaphone, and baritone.
How interesting. Yeah. I played no instruments.
Okay.
Maybe the horn on a car. I would honk it.
You're playing the vocal instrument. You're doing great on the radio.
Well, thank you. Well, hey, it was a great pleasure to have you give us a call. And in fact, right now we're going to lead into a break, and then we'll come right back. And
I've got some information.
yes,
Then we're going to talk about it. Yeah, about the Stewart Middle School log cabin, originally built in 1935 on 4th Street in downtown Stewart, now East Ocean Boulevard. It served as a community gathering place for events like dances and band practice and meetings for various groups. By the early 1970s, the community felt it had lost its usefulness, and the log cabin was disassembled and moved to a site near the Martin County Fairgrounds. After 8 years in storage, it was reassembled and relocated to Langford Park in Jensen Beach, where it reopened as the Senior Center in November of 1981.
how interesting. Nice closure on that. Do we want to take he had a question as well, I believe, or we could do the question and then take a break, or we'll take a break and do the question.
Well, that was my question. What happened to it? I'm headed to Langford Park now to see if I can find it.
Well, give us a report either towards the end of the show or next week, and tell us if you can find it. That'd be great.
I sure will. Thanks for the info.
You bet, and thanks for the call. Have a great
My
day.
pleasure. You too.
Hey, that was awesome. Well, let's take a break and come back. What do you think?
Absolutely.
All right, let's do it.
You're listening to Crown Car Care with Todd Harris. Got a question or comment? Give us a call now at 220-9788. We'll be right back. Building long-term relationships through expert auto care with integrity, reliability, and a true dedication to keeping drivers safe on the road. This is Crown Car Care. And here's your host, Todd Harris.
Howdy, we're back.
We are.
Before we took break, we had a caller, and before that, we were up in Libertyville, Illinois.
We were.
We're traveling all over the place, aren't we?
Yeah, to the log cabin.
Log cabin and back. Well, as you put the nozzle into the vehicle, of course, when the customer that would pull up would ask, and Imagine now it's we don't stop putting gas in cars when it's 10 below zero. So it's cold. And, many vehicles had a gas fill behind the license plate.
Remember that?
Yeah. And
And
it
I
was
remember-
low. So a lot of times it would float. If you didn't get it right, it would spill out all over.
Yeah.
Yeah, the spill out all over.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then in the wintertime, we would love when the snow would build up behind the wheels. There was something very satisfying about kicking that big hunk of snow and having it plop onto the ground. And I know the sound. I can just remember it. And
Me
it was
too.
always like dark in color because it was the grit and the salt from the road and the grime. It would almost like a stalactite or stalagmite, and you'd kick it and it'd drop to the ground.
See, I know what you're talking about because you're from Illinois. I'm from New York. So
You know the drill.
and I know what you were doing too, because I remember, and I know what you're going to tell everybody what you did. And I'm smiling because like, I remember the days of the full service station.
I'm going to quickly wind down my I remember because I don't want it to be the whole show, but I will tell you two more tidbits on it. One is I would always have to check one of the processes. We always check the air in all the tires, including the spare, clean all the windows, front, sides, and back with a squeegee and a towel. Okay. And check all the fluids under the hood. Now, if it needed a quart of oil, they didn't have plastic bottles when I did it. It was in a cardboard round cylinder with a metal top. And if you've ever put the nozzle or spout on it, there's an unmistakable sound. In fact, maybe I'll try to get that sound and we can play it next week. You could hear the metal tearing on the top of the can because it would seal around it, and then you'd put it into the vehicle. And I can tell you this, there's an interesting tidbit on it. I worked there for about 2 or 3 years in my high school days. And the first 2 weeks I was there, I sold all the oil they had.
Oh, okay.
Because I was truly doing the work.
Yeah.
And I would really, I would care more about taking care of the car sometimes than I would taking care of myself. I'd almost get frostbite in the wintertime because I was always running around checking everything, taking my gloves off, looking at things.
But the owner loved that.
Well, except the mechanics that worked there, they hated me because I would load that place up at night and they wouldn't know what hit them in the morning. Cars everywhere. I'd have notes all over the desk. This guy needs this guy needs a belt. He needs a hose. And
that's a good thing.
It's a good thing because you know who we were helping, really?
Yeah, you're helping the people out.
Helping the people. And that's what it's all about at Crown Car Care. That's my lead to my business.
Yeah.
Been around since 2006. And if you have a question here, WSTU is who we are, the Heritage Station here in Martin County. 772-220-9788. Give us a call if you want to talk about anything.
And, in your business, Crown Car Care, and I know you have 2 locations, right?
Yes,
you
we
have
do.
in Palm City and in
And
Stewart. What's the phone numbers there to somebody get a hold of you?
I'm going to give you the one in Palm City,
Mhm.
and then that's the easiest one to remember. We can get you to either one.
Yeah.
772-781-8000. And doesn't that roll off the tongue? That's like the old
Yeah.
days. Remember, you'd 988-2300 Empire Carpet.
Yeah, you ought to make a jingle out of it.
You remember?
You have to.
Remember the jingles
Yeah,
on,
oh,
on
yeah.
the radio and
Oh,
TV?
yeah, that's what you ought to do. Make a jingle out of your number. I think
Because
so.
it just rolls off the tongue.
It does.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I think we'll do that, right?
We'll do that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. Couple tips for Tesla owners. Everybody knows I'm listening to me for a while. I have a Model 3 Tesla,
Okay.
a 2023.
Aha.
All right. There is the display is everything. It's in the middle of the vehicle. Most people don't know there's a reset on it that you can reboot it. It's separate from the vehicle.
Well, it's a computer.
The 2 knobs on your steering wheel, they're on either side where the horn buttons would be. If you push both of them simultaneously and hold it, you'll do a reset. My phone would not connect Bluetooth for phone calls and messages or listening to anything. It had gotten all probably cobwebbed up from the constant connect, disconnect. I don't know, but you know how it works with phones and laptops. Sometimes all it takes is a reset. Well, most people don't even know how to reboot the darn thing. Both knobs on the steering wheel, you push them in and you hold it and it reboots it. And by golly, it fixed it. And when I did that, when I was registering for a night class at Indian River State College, I'm taking an automotive management for my continuing education, which is important for me to be able to deliver the best service and skill sets I can to my customers. And I'm always doing those things. So that's where I learned it. Right in the parking lot, I did it. Second one is keep your lenses on the cameras on the outside of the Tesla clean. They will get really not cloudy, but dirty to the point where a car wash won't clean it. Take some car wax, a little rag, microfiber preferably, and really polish those lenses up. Make all the difference in the world. Could prevent an accident. 2 tips for Tesla owners, and they are good tips. Wow. Let's get to the meat of our show, which is movie cars. I'm going to play a sound here, and we're going to wait a second. I have it on my phone, but I be honest with you, can you imagine getting 20 phone calls a day, unsolicited from banks and everything, trying to give you money? That's the story of my life.
You mean that guy Scan Likely?
Yeah.
That's what I get the call from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we're going to play it.
Do you want somebody to guess the movie?
Yes.
Okay.
Now it returns as.
Okay, I'm going to do it again.
Yeah,
So
if you put the speaker right up here.
I'm going to do it again.
Yeah, there you go.
Ready?
Yeah, right in front of it.
Evil has visited the earth in many forms. Now it returns as the car.
Oh, you gave it away.
I know. I did it on purpose. Ray, you know when that movie came out? 1977.
That's a long time ago.
It was a 1971 Mark III Lincoln.
Didn't look like it.
And it was, who did it? Ray Barris.
Mr. Barris. Yeah.
Okay. The guy that did the Batmobile and a lot of famous cars back in the 60s.
Monster Mobile.
The
Monkeys car. Yeah.
I consider the car, that movie, its rival would be Christine.
Oh, that Fury.
Yeah.
That was
1958 Fury, right, to be exact.
That red, and it was evil.
It was. But it was evil more in a subtle, sneaky way. If you remember at the drive-in theater when the poor girl was with her date, and she was almost being strangled. Mm-hmm. You remember that? And the lights would flash on the radio.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay.
So, but the car was pure evil at its finest. The car was a matte black. It was a hyper exaggerated Lincoln looking vehicle that almost had eyeballs in the front, and just pure evil. And in fact, that horn, here's a bit of trivia for you. Mm-hmm. The Morse code, which is a series of beep, 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 beep. Okay. Yes. That sequence of the horn sound that I just played was X, the letter X. So that's what it was always saying. X. So interesting. I don't know. I never knew that.
Well, if it was XXX, it was drinking while it was driving.
But they built 4 of them for the movie. One survives. Just one. And it's in Europe. So now Christine, they bought something like 23 or 24 of those.
Got a bunch of them. Yeah.
58 Furies. Mm-hmm. And the movie was great. In fact, one of my favorite characters was in the beginning of the movie. There was a man that had all kinds of braces on his body, and he had the junkyard or whatever it was, and he was a creepy guy. Real creepy. Very creepy crawlers. That was a toy I had back in the 60s.
I remember them.
And you made things with the Thing Maker.
Oh, I remember that.
By Mattel. Remember that?
Oh, yes.
In fact, I had one recently. I'm one of these characters that will buy an old toy just to play with it for a little bit. I'll buy them on eBay. And
got a Slinky?
Yeah, Slinky. I've got all my old Hot Wheel cars.
I've got all my Matchbox cars with the boxes from the 60s. Wow. I got a few of them.
I've got a couple cases of my Hot Wheels and Matchboxes. They've had a little bit of wear. I have a lot of red line Hot Wheels, which are actually worth. I have one car that's worth a couple $1,000.
How about that? You remember the Sizzlers?
I have those too.
Yeah, me too. I've got the Rev in Heaven.
I had. How do you know about this stuff? I have Johnny Lightning ones too.
Me too. I've got the Cadillac Eldorado.
I'm bringing my collection in.
I'm going to bring mine in too.
Hey, we're going to play Hot Wheels.
We'll play Hot Wheels.
Right here on the set. Right on the set.
I think so.
I can't believe it.
We'll be kids again.
This is crazy. So those 2 movies came out. One was 77, and I believe the other one came out in like 81 or 82. Was Christine by the famous Stephen King. Stephen King wrote that book. Christine. He wrote a lot of books. He was from the New England area.
I should have known. It was evil.
It was evil. It was just pure evil. Now, let's talk about some other movie cars.
Yeah.
If I say DB4 Aston Martin, what does that come to mind?
Bond.
James Bond.
James
Goldfinger.
Yeah.
Famous car.
That was a cool car.
DB, and you know what DB stood for? David Brown. He was the owner of the company.
Ooh.
David Brown.
Did
DB.
not know that.
DB. So there's different, and he'd label them with numbers. So DB4, DB5. Now you have the Vantage and the Vanquish.
Yeah.
A lot of interesting long English words that have a lot of flavor to them. I like words that almost, some people, it's called onomatopoeia, where the word sounds like
All right.
what it is. You know what I mean? Where there's
Yeah,
like a descriptive language.
Sure.
Aston Martins are a great vehicle. They're like Jaguars, though. They're prone to a lot of money.
Yeah.
In fact, I have a 1964 Jaguar E-Type in my shop now. I'm just about done with it. It's been with me over a year. I've been doing a lot of work to it.
Wow.
Nice gal had inherited it. It was in her father's car collection, and we just got it back up to snuff to drive in. In fact, I took over a road test yesterday. I'm 6'2", driving in a little teeny Jaguar E-Type, convertible top up, green in color, racing green, Jaguar racing green.
British green.
And it was a straight six. And I'm going to tell you, if you didn't know you were in an old car, you might not know it. They handle quite well. They're tight, but they're tiny. I don't know how anyone could even comfortably drive that thing.
And how many cylinders in that car?
This is a straight six. They had a
Straight
V12
six.
that came out in the early 70s for it.
Mhm.
But I'd read the straight six has got plenty of power. It's a light vehicle, four-wheel disc brakes, inboard disc brakes on the back. So very interesting car.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Smokey and the Bandit.
Aha. The 77 Trans Am.
Black and gold.
Yeah.
And The Flying Nun was the star of it with Burt Reynolds.
Right. Sally Field.
Great movie. I watched it within 5 days of right now in the past. I watched that movie start to finish. I had never really watched the movie start to finish.
Mm-hmm.
What a movie. It's actually a love story. Shockingly, I never knew because, you know, when I was a kid, when I just talked about I remember there was something missing in my brain, and it was like that idea of romance and love. I loved my parents. I liked my friends, but I didn't know what love was. So if you saw it on TV or a movie, being a naive boy from Northern Illinois, you wouldn't know it. You wouldn't spot it. You wouldn't see it if you saw it. Right. So I didn't know what romance was. Now that I saw it, it was charming.
Aha.
There was empathy. It creates feelings and stirs emotions inside of you when you watch it because it's just so cute. The movie. And,
sure.
And, in fact, and then think about this: the CB craze.
Oh yeah.
Okay. They use CBs in this thing like there was no tomorrow.
Well, and Jackie Gleason.
And Jackie Gleason, Jackie Gleason, I don't know. I would have to say he's the antagonist.
Oh my goodness.
In the movie. He stole the show.
I think so. When he came out of the bathroom with the toilet paper attached to him.
Oh, it was attached to actually to his sunglasses, I believe.
Yeah.
And do you know his sunglasses are actually famous?
Sure.
You can't get them. It's a Japanese sunglass. I believe they're Denson, Densan, I believe is the brand. And it was Datsun. I think it was like a 260 was a number attached to it. I believe that was the model. Don't quote me on it, but I believe it's very close.
So Datsun 260Z.
Very cool. And he drove a Pontiac.
Yeah.
4-door. It was like a 4-door Bonneville.
Oh,
and how about his son that didn't say boo?
Oh my God.
But it was just beautiful. And he has some one-liners on there.
Oh, yeah, we can't say some of them.
Well, I can say this one. I don't know what he was talking about. It was selling something or something. And he goes, he couldn't close an umbrella.
Right.
I'm like, what? I've never heard that before. Couldn't close an umbrella.
Mm-hmm.
It was great. And at the end, and you know, the whole movie revolved around getting 400 cases of Coors beer.
Right. And they just wanted to go ahead and Burt Reynolds was the diversion.
Mm-hmm.
The Trans Am going around so the truck can go ahead and make that delivery.
Yeah, and you know, one of the stars was that shorter guy that was the son of the man that asked for the 400 cases of beer. He lived in Palm Beach his whole life. And this is the truth. Mm-hmm. The day that I watched it this week, the man that was the shorter guy died the day before in Palm Beach. True story.
Oh, sad.
Yeah. I'll come up with his name. Find it, right? Can you do some research for me?
Sure.
And find out his date, and then you're going to find out it was this week. In the movie Smokey and the Bandit, and it would have been the smaller son of the man that orchestrated the whole caper on Smokey and the Bandit, and famous guy, good friends with Burt Reynolds. In fact, Burt Reynolds, when he made movies, he always included his good friends in the movies. Jackie Gleason was a good friend of his.
Oh yeah.
And I'll tell you, here's some. Did you find it?
Yeah, it was Alfie Wise.
Yeah, he just died this week.
Yeah. Well,
Look at the date.
It actually says July 22nd.
Okay, so that's when it was.
But 82 years of age. Yeah, that's exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Close friend of Burt Reynolds. Matter of fact.
Yeah. Now Jackie Gleason, there's in the rumor mill. Then this has got to put your tinfoil hat on now. Let's put our tinfoil hats on. Jackie Gleason was good friends with Richard Nixon.
I hope I make that perfectly clear.
And you know what the rumor is? They got playing golf and got drinking down in Florida. And they went to an Air Force base, and he supposedly saw one of those little guys with gray skin and big eyes. An alien. Supposedly that's the word on the street.
Well, after a few beers, you can
See
imagine
about
it.
see anything.
That's true.
Right?
That's what I
Right?
hear. Yeah.
And who was Burt Reynolds married to?
Well, he was married to Lonnie Anderson for a little while, but
And that was WKRP in Cincinnati.
WKRP in Cincinnati was more music and less Nesson. Less Nessman.
Yeah, Venus Flytrap.
Right. But who was he first married to?
That I don't know.
Vicky. It was Judy Carn from Laugh-In. That was his first wife.
Interesting. I did not know that.
Yeah.
did
That
not
was
know
his
that.
first wife.
The boss on the radio station WKRP, his name was the Big Guy.
Yeah.
You remember the Big Guy?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
He was the Maytag repairman too, by the way, on commercials. I believe.
Yes.
I believe he
No,
was.
yeah.
Yeah, the first one. Yeah,
Very
I
interesting.
believe so.
An iconic movie that was a remake of a movie in the 70s was Gone in 60 Seconds.
Ooh, Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, that was a 67 GT 500.
I'll take it.
Me too.
Eleanor.
Now, the original Gone in 60 Seconds
Okay.
took place it was between 71 and 73, was a 71 or 72 Mach 1 Mustang.
Ooh,
The original movie. Now, that was a remake, the one that
The
we
cover,
know.
yeah.
The one that we know, the movie we know with Nicolas Cage
Yeah.
is a redo of the original movie, which wasn't quite as popular, but it was interesting.
Yep.
And there was also in the James Bond, there was also a 71 Mach 1 Mustang in one of his movies too.
Yeah. That really wasn't one of my favorite years of Mustang. And I'm a Mustang fan. I like the 69 and 70, but I like the 67 and 60. Was it 67 and 68 when they made them a little longer?
Yeah.
At 68, they made them a little shorter.
And in 71 to 73, they were real long.
Long.
Yeah.
All the way
in
to
fact,
73.
next week, I'm going to tell you what my first car was.
Oh, yeah? You got to wait till next week.
Yeah, because I don't want to hurt your feelings.
You hurt my feelings.
It was a 73 Mustang Mach 1.
Well, that's a longer one.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. What's interesting, and you know why I like it? Because my older sister, her friend, he was redoing to drag race a 73 Mustang Mach 1, and you know how when you're a young person, you get called being impressioned.
Oh, yeah.
I was impressioned by, I think his name was Sarsak. I can't think of his name, but it was Sarsak, I believe was his last name. Well, he had a 73 Mach 1 that was yellow in the garage.
What color was yours?
Brown.
Now, my neighbor, and I remember this from New York, he had a 302, a Boss. It was like a 72, 71. It was blue with silver decals on it.
Boss 351.
Right. And that was a nice
They're
car.
worth a fortune.
That was a nice car.
They're worth $100,000.
And he destroyed it back in the 70s because he was young.
I say recently, I'm 61 years old. So within the last 15 years, I sold a complete ground up restoration car that I had done. And it was a 69 Mustang. Mach 1. I sold it for $60,000 15 years ago. So you can imagine how nice it was.
Beautiful car.
It was every nut and bolt correct.
Yep.
The whole car.
We're in the same realm here because I'm 63. So we're right
But here was
there.
the problem. They're too small inside. Again, tiny inside. Big car, no interior. That was the problem with these older cars. Big car, all hood, all trunk, and there's nothing on the inside for you, my 6'2" body to sit in. Now I'm thin. I can crunch up easy, but it's still no fun. And the air conditionings on those things stink.
Is that
They really
right?
do.
Terrible.
All old cars, they're horrible.
Oh man.
Horrible air conditioning systems. It was really the ventilation and the air distribution, not necessarily the ability of the evaporator core and the compressor, which is what really makes up the heart and blood of the AC system, to get cold. It was getting that cold to you, the customer or the driver.
So the 270 air conditioning was better.
Yeah.
That's the two windows going down and going 70.
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah. I have a lot of customers that come in with that. And they say, fix me up and give me some real cold air.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it gets old after a while, doesn't it?
Yeah. No
Especially
kidding.
in this humid weather.
Oh, let me tell you.
What's another famous movie car that you can think of, Ray?
Let's see here.
There's lots of
Let's
them.
see. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Yeah.
I can think of that
Okay, you got
one.
Herbie Love Bug.
Herbie the Love Bug.
Okay,
That's a
that
good
was
one.
a VW Bug.
That's great.
Okay, you've got the Fast and Furious series, which
Oh.
was a 70 Dodge Charger.
Yeah.
You've got Mad Max.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
There
that
you
was
go.
an Australian vehicle with a 73, 71 Mach 1 hood scoop on it.
Ooh.
Okay, Mad Max, that was with, what's his name? The guy that did the
Yeah.
controversial guy in Hollywood. I think it was Mel Gibson.
Oh, very controversial.
Very
Yeah.
controversial. Very,
Mhm.
very good Christian,
Oh yeah.
which I am too.
There you go.
Okay. And there's some other movies out there that are really good too. A lot of car movies, a lot of movies and TV shows. Remember Charlie's Angels?
Oh yeah.
Now, that was your next gen Mustang after the 71 to 73 series. That was
Right.
the smaller Mustang 2.
Two.
Yeah, and
I like the Ghia with the the cabriolet roof.
yeah. Well,
It
this
was good looking.
I kind of like.
You know.
I had gotten a little bit older when when that show came out. And,
Mhm.
I kind of liked not only the cars, but what else was on the show.
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. How about Mary Tyler Moore? She had a blue Mustang. It was like a 72, 71.
yes. Very plain though.
Yeah, with a white convertible
Yeah.
top.
And the Mary Tyler Moore show, I will say, fit into the genre, kind of maybe led up into that WKRP type series of show you had.
Slapstick.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it was a lot of it was in that the Northeast,
Yeah.
maybe Ohio area. A lot of times it was wintertime.
Yeah.
I kind of like winter, but only to talk about it. How about
Mhm.
you?
Oh well, I like the snowball fights when I was up there. I didn't like driving in it,
Snowball fights were fun.
but they were fun. And skitching.
Yes. Yes. I call this,
Say
and
that.
I laugh every time I see
Yeah.
sketch shoes or sketchy shoes because I think of
Skechers.
sketching.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
But then let's go on over to a warm client and go to Hawaii 5-0, where you had Jack Lord McGarrett was driving a black 4-door. I think it was a Mercury Monterey or something like that.
I used to own a Mercury Monterey.
Did you?
Light yellow convertible.
Oh,
67.
now see, that would be worth some money today.
I sold it though.
Oh,
I had it was since I was married.
Yeah.
I had a lot of vehicles.
Mhm.
I have a Tesla.
Yep,
I
you
drive.
told me.
I have a Shelby GT350 race car.
Nice.
And that.
What year is that?
It's 2020.
That's
It's twin turbo with about
Oof.
1,000 horsepower.
Yeah,
It's a fun car.
That'll get you there before you start. You
It
know,
will. What was that little thing? If you don't have air conditioning, you roll the window down.
it's
And,
270 air conditioning.
so this would be 200. Right? 200.
I think so.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So how we doing on time? I sometimes
We're
lose
doing
track.
great. We got about 5 minutes and we'll take a break. How's that sound?
I like it.
Okay.
Let's talk about some other things called air conditioning.
Okay.
Okay, air conditioning systems on vehicles. You come in and say, my air conditioning isn't working. Okay. Well, it can be it's blowing air, but it's not cold. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's not blowing, right? It's blowing on the defrost on the floor, but it's not blowing on me. Sometimes it blows, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it blows cold, sometimes it doesn't blow cold. All different scenarios. Right? It is imperative that the correct description of what's going on, especially if it's intermittent, gets conveyed to Crown Car Care when you come in to see us. And here's what's the beautiful thing. At both locations, whether it's Mike, Cody, or Kelly, they're going to ask you the correct questions so we can get to what system and what part of the system we need to check. How important is that, Ray?
I think
It's more
huge.
important. It's as important as the fix.
You know,
I'll stand on a limb on that. The story is equal to the fix.
Because people really know their car better than anybody because they know when it's not feeling right.
That's right. That's right. But sometimes their words aren't conveyed. If I just say my air conditioning isn't working, that's a legitimate statement,
but it's vague.
We need to drill down and get to what's going on. We at that point, we're not going to know what's the problem is, but at least we know what's going on. Blowing air through the ducts and the vents, whether it's hot or cold, is a completely different system than whether it's cold or hot. And how it blows out those vents, the floor, or the defrost is another completely different system. That's the air distribution. There's a fan or multiple fans that blow the air. There's ductworks and doors that distribute it to where it goes. And then under the hood, there's a thing called an AC compressor. There's a thing called an evaporator and a condenser. Condenser was always in front of the radiator. And then your evaporator can either be under the hood in a separate compartment on the side, or it can be in the dashboard. That's what makes things cold. Then you've got lines that go back and forth, bringing that Freon, and it has changed over the years to different types of Freon, and we can talk about that at some point.
Is it Freon or refrigerant?
Freon is in quotes. Refrigerant would be the scientific name, and then there's a number attached to it. You have R130, you have R134, you have YF1234, and in the old days you had R12. We use 3 different types. And R12 you can't buy, it's illegal. R134 is easy to get, and YF1234 is very expensive. It's about 5 times the price of what R134 costs.
Wow.
Most new cars, in fact, all new cars use YF1234. The capacity is about half. The molecule size is smaller. It's less environmentally damaging, but it leaks out much faster. So there you go. And it is ignitable. And it can burn under the right conditions. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, something that makes you cold burns.
It can. And of course, it's a new patent, so you know what happens when things are patented, Frank. I mean, not Frank, I mean Ray.
No, it's okay.
You know what happens?
No, tell me.
They're expensive.
That's what I'm thinking. If it just came out, it's got to be expensive.
It is. And that's how patents work. Because you put a lot of R&D and research time. You have teams of engineers designing this. And that's why you do a patent. Because you as a company are entitled to the return on your investment.
New technology.
We as the consumers and the repair shops cry, oh, it's still. But listen, you wouldn't get new technology if there wasn't patents, because no one would spend the time and invest in it. It's the process. And at Crown Car Care, we've got a heck of a process. Let's take a break.
Well, before we take a break, why don't we do this? Why don't you give the number to Crown Car Care again, if you can?
Area code 772-781-8000.
All right. So
we get you dialed into where you need to go, the Cove Road store or the Palm City store.
And let's give that number out one more time.
772-781-8000.
Got to make a jingle out of that.
We got to do it.
And if you want to jingle in and talk to Todd Harris about a question you may have about your vehicle, let's do that. 220-9788. And we'll be right back.
Bye.
You're listening to Crown Car Care with Todd Harris. Got a question or comment? Give us a call now at 220-9788. We'll be right back. Building long-term relationships through expert auto care with integrity, reliability, and a true dedication to keeping drivers safe on the road. This is Crown Car Care. And here's your host, Todd Harris.
Ray, I got a question for you.
Uh-oh. I'm in trouble.
How do you, on your air conditioning on the vehicle,
Aha.
how do you get the coldest air out of the vents? What setting?
I put it on the blue all the way down the bottom, and then I turn it up high on the fan.
And there's one more button you want
And
to
there's
push.
recycle.
Right.
Yep.
Here's the deal. A properly operating air conditioning system can only take the temperature, the ambient air, and lower it roughly 30 degrees.
Is that right?
So take 90 and minus 30 is what?
Oh my God! So 90 minus 30,
60.
Yeah, that's what I heard. That's the coldest it would get is 30 degrees.
Yeah.
And 60.
Yeah.
Is that right?
But that's under perfect conditions.
Ah.
Okay, now enter in humidity, and it might be 95.
Yeah. But
Okay, now you're going to be maybe 70 on a good day.
Yeah, but I'll
but
take
if you
70 over 90.
Yeah, but if you recool it,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
if you recool the air, you keep incrementally getting it colder. So now the air going into the system, say, is 75, and you're making it cold.
Mhm.
Now you're going to get down to that ideal temperature of the high 50s, low 60s.
Okay.
So that's how you do it. It has to be recirc. Okay. Also, it's more of a dehumidifier.
Aha.
What drips on the bottom of the car when the AC is on?
Is that
Water.
condensation? Is that
It's water. It's
condensation?
water from from that whole heat exchange process that
And
takes place.
And I know what happens when it gets clogged up. It winds up on your passenger seat, passenger's floor side.
That's right.
And
That's
I
right.
had to drain mine a few times in my other car.
Yeah, sometimes
Yeah.
a coat hanger, air.
Right.
We'll unplug it.
Yep. Yep. Exactly
Quick
what I
fix.
did. Yep.
And many times, but here's what else can happen if you don't do that, and the water always sits. It's like in a home air conditioning system, it will rot out the coils on the evaporator,
Not good.
and then you get a leak, and then you got to pull the dash out, then you got to replace it,
Oh boy.
and all you got to do is a little maintenance.
Yeah.
Maintenance.
A little bit.
Yeah. Crown Car Cares is a company that promotes maintenance. We do more for the average oil change than most. We look at everything. We'll give you a report of what we find. We'll make recommendations. But there's one thing we won't do. Is sales tactics and high pressure. You can be rest assured at Crown Car Care, we're a family-run business. My wife, Tamara, my daughter, Eden, and my son, Max. My son, Max, is in training to be a technician. My daughter, Eden, writes handwritten thank you notes to all our customers. My wife, Tamara, is involved in every aspect of our business, except for the repairs. She's involved in the front and the back, but she just doesn't repair the cars. Now, I'm involved in every aspect of our business. It's important that the owner is involved. It's important that the owner is around. And at Crown Car Care, we are around. We care. I have relationships with my customers. They're my friends. We're involved in charities. We're involved in baseball teams over the years. We've been involved in football teams over the years. We've been involved in the air show every year at Stewart. In fact, for many, many years, we'd give a car away every single year to a disabled veteran. Every year.
Nice.
I did it every year. I haven't done it recently. Last time I did it was, I believe, the year after we had the COVID-19 situation. And we gave a car away to a veteran over there at the Cove Road location. And Brian Mast, our congressman, was the one they handed the keys to.
Nice.
That veteran that was so proud. And recently, we just gave a car away to a gal that's in a Elevate Hope, which is a food bank, a charity for women, single women, that children, and just bad situations that happen in relationships and families. Well, they're a rescue as well as just a counseling, provide housing. We gave a car away about 4 months ago, Toyota Avalon, to a gal that was starting her first year at Indian River Community College, and she didn't have a vehicle.
Nice.
And
liable car too.
Oh yeah, and we gave her that. It was brown Toyota Avalon. One brand new, but we refurbished it, made it nice, and made everything work.
Yeah.
So she's got a good car.
Yep.
And that's the way it works. So Crown Car Care just isn't your neighborhood repair shop. There's more to us, and that's what I urge every one of you. Make your appointment for an oil change. You won't regret it. You're going to love every bit of our business. Our showrooms are clean. Our technicians are clean and responsible. Everything about us is on the up and up. There's no hidden charges. There's nothing. Everything's clean. And if you go to Cove Road, you'll see a big fish tank. We have a big cichlid fish tank. There's 2 gals that run the front over at Cove Road. Their names is Cody and Kelly. Wonderful women. In fact, Cody was on a vacation last week. She enjoyed it.
There you go.
You know, when the people that work with you, when they get to take vacations for a week at a time and they come back smiling and they left smiling, you know what that says? That everything's going right. And at Crown Car Care, everything is going right. I do a radio show every week with Ray.
And we're glad about that.
And we're happy about that. We love doing this. In fact, if you ever have a question and you wanted to call us on the radio, how do I get a hold of you guys? Well, let me tell you. Area code 772-220-9788.
Or they could call you at Crown Car Care.
772-781-8000.
Perfect.
And you know, it's getting to be the end of August. You know what's going to be creeping up on us? Christmas.
Oh, yeah. Before you know it.
And you know, I have a lot of I remembers about Christmas. A
Mm.
lot of stories about the Christmas trees and the gifts, the Sizzler tracks, the Hot Wheels, the Matchboxes,
Oh, boy.
the toys, the G.I. Joes. I still have all of them.
Got the power pit for the Sizzler?
I do.
Yeah, me too.
I do. I have the juice machine too.
Oh, okay. Oh, we're going way
That was
back
D-cell batteries.
See, we're in the same age group here, so
The
yeah.
juice machine.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
I had the California 8 racetrack from Sizzler. In fact, it was my larger Christmas gift one year.
Oh,
Oh
boy.
boy, I just love that thing. You charge those things up and they'd go. They'd only go for a little bit because the battery technology back then was horrible.
Right.
And it was a temporary battery, you know,
Mhm.
and they would leak. And when they got older, they would leak the electrolyte all over the car and eat up and corrode it.
But if you had the power pit, that you plugged that in, so that was better.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course.
Mhm.
Then I had an old fashioned Hot Wheels track that had it was like it looked like a pit row and it had spinning wheels. And as the car would hit the spinning wheels, it would launch it again and go around the track and then launch it again.
I love it.
I never really raced them. I more or less played with them, actually. I don't know if I actually had races.
Yeah, me too. I did the same thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think everyone did that. I think we're winding this show down, aren't we?
Mm-hmm.
We have a few more minutes. Hope everybody enjoyed the show this week. It's a little bit of a new format, a couple changes we've made, all for the better. And if you have any questions, opinions on the car world, maybe about the Bucking Hemi, if you have any insider tips on where that thing went, we're going to take a break now. And I believe we're about done with the show, aren't we?
Yeah, we're wrapping things up this week. And come back next week, okay, at 5:05 on Wednesday. And we'll be back, and we'll see you.
We'll see you next week, everyone. Bye-bye.
You've been hearing Crown Car Care with Todd Harris. We're more than mechanics, we're family, serving Martin County since 2006 with trusted high-quality repairs you can count on. We'll talk again next Wednesday.
You're listening to WSTU Stewart.